Let us pay homage to the lineage gurus, homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming, homage to Master Sakya Zeng Kong, homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, and homage to Master Tupten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the Yidam, the main deity of the good practice today, from Sukhavati, the realm of the utmost bliss, the reliant deity Amitabha Tathagata, the infinite light Tathagata, infinite life Tathagata. Sumo Tansen Katso Toten City, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, directors of temples, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good evening, everyone. How do you do?
Aishiteru Sarange Ora Miko Kekero mucho Sukoin Ichiba Kimochi Jumi Yapi Pirin Pirin Konbanwa Kamam 心跳，他们讲这个有一个越南的弟子叫我说也要。
There's a Vietnamese disciple who asked me to add this.
就加进去。
So now I added them.
他们心跳。 今天我们是修这个
Today
阿弥陀佛的法。
we practice Amitabha Dharma.
有人问
In the past, someone asked Master Nona.
其实弘教在这个东南亚一带
In Southeast Asia, the Ningmapa. I remember I went to the Philippines. I visited the spiritual center of Master Nona. And in Taiwan too, there is a spiritual center of Master Nona, and also in Hong Kong. Initially, who came to China to propagate Buddha Dharma, the earliest time was Master Nona. And then was the living Buddha Gongka, who also came to the Middle Kingdom to spread Buddha Dharma. And also Master Tupten Ninma. He's our lineage gurus. Tupten Ninma is one of our lineage gurus, and also Master Nona, because Master Nona are on the best term with the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. They are friends for a lifetime. When they were in Sichuan province together, Master Nona and the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Tupten Ninma translated many Tantra texts during the Qing dynasty. So Duptanima's disciples was Duptantali. Duptantali's disciple was Duptantarji. So we have this lineage from Duptanima, Duptantali, Duptantarji, and then Duptanjimo. That's one lineage that belongs to Kakyupa. The lineage in Ningmapa was from the Venerable Mang Liaomi, who was together with Master Nona. Someone asked Master Nona, what is the greatest Dharma? And at that time, Master Nona replied, is the great Dharma of Amitabha, is the greatest one. So the Dharma belonging to Amitabha Buddha is the greatest. Why? Because in the Middle Kingdom area, everybody chants Amitabha. Everyone chants Amitabha. Whether you are Mahayana Buddhist or Tantrayana Buddhists, all Buddhists, when they see each other, they would say Amitabha. Even Taoists, when Taoist masters see each other, they would chant the Amitayus Buddha, the Buddha, the longevity Buddha, or Buddha of infinite life. And that's, who is that? That's still Amitabha Buddha. So Master Nona said, the Amitabha great Dharma is the greatest. So Grandmaster extremely revere Amitabha Buddha because he's Grandmaster's yidam, or main meditational deity. I also know that Mahat Twin Lotus Ponds is also inside the Amitabha's Sukhavati, or western realm of Atma's bliss. So Grandmaster does not rent out Mahat Twin Lotus Ponds from Amitabha Buddha without paying rent. Actually, Mahat Twin Lotus Ponds is in Sukhavati. So in Sukhavati, there are Mahat Twin Lotus Ponds. So Amitabha Buddha and Padma Kumara are one family, indistinguishable and inseparable. So Padma Kumara is an emanation of Amitabha. Guru Padmasambhava is also an emanation of Amitabha Buddha. So the founder of Tibetan Buddhism was also an emanation of Amitabha Buddha. And the whole Tibet is the spiritual center of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. So, for example, Songtsan Kambu, the Tibetan king, was a reincarnation of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. And even the patriarch of the Bon tradition, the earliest religion or belief in Tibet, before they have religions, they already have Bon tradition. Xiaomupa was also an emanation of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Don't you find it very strange? The tricycle runs fast. Riding on it is an old lady. He wants 50 cents and was given $1. Is it strange or not? So Amitabha, the born religion's patriarch, was also an emanation of Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva. And Songtsan Gampo, the Tibetan king, was also an emanation of Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, and Dalai Lama too. And Karmapa of the modern day is also an emanation of Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva. And Princess Wencheng is green Tara, and Princess Brikuti is white Tara. Whether it is green Tara, white Tara, Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, they are all disciples of Amitabha Buddha.
Number 1.
So Amitabha is number 1. The founder of the Bon tradition is Shenrab Mi Woche. So it's almost the Mid-Autumn Festival or the Full Moon Festival. Let me share a joke about it. There's a gentleman who was seen by a neighbor and then asked him, so what happened to your head? There's a bump. And he replied, last night I followed my wife the husband and wife watched the moon together, and the wife said, oh, the moon is so round. So today if you check out the moon is round. Just now when I walked out, I saw the moon. The moon is so round. And the wife said, the moon is so round. And the husband replied, but honey, you're also very round. And then he got a bump on his head. Oh, if you want to be nice to your wife, you cannot say that she's round. They're outdoors and the wife's skirt was blown away by the breeze. And the wife said, oh no, my youth is leaking out. But the husband said, how can there be like my spring youthfulness is showing off, but that's like the ugliness of the family. So that's why another bump. Now for the Q&A asked by Lianhua Jiahui from Malaysia. For the Prithvi Deva Homa ceremony, may we also perform Bardo deliverance, or is it only for purification, blessing, enrichment, and magnetization? That's one question. Second question, please explain in details the tantric Vajra protection mantra for oneself and for one's place of Prithivideva. Tantric Vajra protection mantra of Prithivideva. Asking me to chant it. Another question. If I have received the remote empowerment for Prithivi Dharma, may I chant this Tantric Vajra protection mantra of Prithivideva? Actually, Prithivideva in Tantric Buddhism, he's quite major deity because he's called the Earth Deva or Earth God, Prithivi Earth God, and everybody thought he's just one of the Earth gods or local gods. Oh, have you watched the TV series called Eternal Love? So the Earth God there is quite big. And there's another God there who's always alongside the Donghua Dijun, Donghua Emperor. Have you ever watched that? The 10 miles of peach blossoms for 3 lifetimes. Can you please raise your hand? No, nobody? That's what's that called? That's bestseller. That's most popular. 10 miles of peach blossoms for 3 lifetimes. Xingjun. Yeah. It's the God. The gods forward for fate and destiny. So it's like a mission or diplomatic God. In our homes, it's like gods for the kitchens, and he's together with the Donghua Emperor. And do you know who that is? That's together with Golden Mother. In the west, it's Golden Mother, and in the east, it's the Donghua Dijun. He is very big. He's like heaven and earth. He's a major deity. So he's in charge of the 6 Ding, 6 Ding and 6 Jia divine mantra. So in Taoism, he's one of the top together with Golden Mother. They're considered the Da Luo, Golden Sage. Even the Jade Emperor should pay respect to Donghua Emperor, Donghua Dijun. But this Siming deity is together with him day in, day out. So this deity is also quite big. We often say that God or Jade Emperor is the host of all heavens, and the host of the earth is the Earth Mother Goddess. So in Prithivideva, the man is called Prithvi Deva, and his wife is called the Earth Mother Goddess.
这里面有关系啊。
So they are
整个
related.
地球都是监牢地神的。
So the whole earth
所以他
belongs
能
to
不
the
能
Prithvi Deva.
行超度法嘛？
So can he perform Bardo deliverance?
大家认为如何？
What do you think?
可以行超度法。
Yes.
天地啊，一个是天，一个是
Heaven
地。
and earth. One heaven, one is heaven,
所谓
one is
山
earth.
河大地，整个全部都是监牢
So
地神。
mountains, rivers, and the great earth is under the control of Prithvi Deva. So how big he is? Huge.
所以他可能够息灾，
Then
能够
sure
祈福，
he
能够
can
增益，能够敬
uh,
爱。
he
他
can
当
do
然也会
blessing,
行超度
enrichments,
法。
purification, magnetization, subjugation, and of course he can also do Bardo deliverance.
因为他也是属于一般人讲起来也属于大神。
Generally speaking, he's considered a major
地
deity.
水火
Earth, water, fire, and wind.
啊，三大神在那个
The three
印度教的
major
三大神
gods in Hinduism,
当然是布拉玛、
they are Brahma,
希瓦
Shiva,
跟韦斯努，
and
他们都
Vishnu.
是天。
They are devas,
布拉
or
玛
heavenly
大梵天，
beings. Brahma from
大
the
梵天。
Mahabrahma heaven, or
这个
Mahabrahma Deva,
希瓦是大自在天，
and Shiva is Mahasvara Deva,
那韦斯努
and
是
Vishnu
偏近天，其
is
中韦斯
Vishnu
努是最
Deva.
高，韦斯
And
努
of
的
them, Vishnu
天
is the
在天
highest
界里面最高，
in the heavenly
大自在
realm.
天是在欲界天，欲界
And
最高
Mahasvara is at the highest heaven of the realm of
是无
desire.
色界的第一天，
And the
大梵
Brahma heaven
无色
is
界
the
的。
first heaven of the realm of form.
那在地来讲，就是监牢地神金刚，
But on earth, the biggest one is Prithvi Deva,
所以他也能够行超度法。
Vajra. So he can also do Bardo deliverance.
监牢地神金刚秘密持诵结界附身咒。
Prithvi Deva
我念台语的，
chant the
因为我以
Vajra
前
protection mantra for
学会的
oneself
也是
and
台
one's
语。
place. Let me chant it in Taiwanese because that's what I learned. Mm.
单击它，耳字里摸舌接字奈字句字薄地薄地利底之必之句句之切薄之力所好。这个是诵咒一遍，把五色线打上一结。
So chant the mantra once,
21
then
遍
tie a knot on the
21
5-colored thread for a total of 21 knots
我就把这个
and 21
咒语念了一
recitation.
遍。
So I chanted the mantra once.
他要我念咒，以求遥观监牢地神金刚念诵法，可修持这监牢地神秘密的持诵结界附身咒吗？
So when one receives the remote empowerment for the Prithvi Deva
第二个答案。
Vajra protection mantra, can they perform the secret protection by tying the knots? Of
耳
course.
之力、莫舍、接字、奈字、居字、薄地、薄地利、底 自逼、自具、具自、切薄、自利、所好。再来第二个问题。
The second
颠倒
question.
地神咒本来就很难念。
Prithvideva's mantra is very difficult to chant.
叫我念。
It's especially asked me to chant it here.
最难念的。
It's very difficult to chant.
莲花家之
Question from England, 莲花家之。
顶礼敬爱的师父，弟子想请问，在修护法
Homage to the beloved Guru
都
Buddha.
会用牛肉做供养，而有些护
I
法
would like
是
to
一定
ask,
要用
when practicing
牛
a
肉做供
protector,
在修护法
typically
的
we
时候
always
都会用
offer
牛肉做
beef,
供养，而有些护法是一定要用牛肉
and
做
some
供养。
protectors
如果
have to be
弟子
offered
已
some
经
beef.
戒食牛肉，
However, I
那
have
应
not,
该用什么
I
来
have stopped eating beef.
如果
What should
用肉
What should I
类，
use to
那么
replace
生
it?
肉及熟肉
So if we have to
有
offer
没有分
meat,
别呢？
is there any difference
另外，
between
如果不
offering raw
食
meat
牛肉，
versus cooked
那
meat?
么是否会有一些
And
护
if
法
we
是
don't
不
eat
适合做
beef,
护法呢？
does it mean that we should not
最
have certain
后，
protectors
如
as
果
our
有弟子
protectors?
是茹素的话，
And
吃
lastly,
素的话，那么
if
如
there
何
is a
修护
disciple
法？
who is a vegetarian,
愿
how do
弟
they
子恳请
practice
师父为我解说。弟
protectors?
子莲花加持顶礼何时？大
Please
概不吃牛肉的吧。其实台湾也有很多人不吃牛肉，
explain in
很多人。
detail. So he doesn't
为
eat
什么？那时候
beef. So there are many
因为
people
一
in
般的
Taiwan
农
who
村
don't
啊
eat beef.
他们用
Why?
牛来
Because
耕作，为了感恩这些
in the
牛，他已经
villages, the
辛勤
farmers use
很辛苦的
cows
帮你做了一辈子的
to
耕田的工作，
plow and to work in the field, and they have worked
那
very
你还
hard.
吃它？
And to show the gratitude,
所以有
how
些
can you
一
eat
般
them?
的很多老人家，
So
他们
many
不吃牛肉，
elderlies don't eat beef
从年轻的时候就不吃牛肉。
ever since they were
台湾还
young.
是有很多人不吃牛肉。什
So
么肉
there are
呢？大
many
多数
Taiwanese who
就
don't
是牛
eat
肉饼。
beef. They eat all kinds of other meats.
但是护法呢，
And
在
protectors
密教里面供护法，
in
就是要供
Tantayana,
牛肉。
if you want to offer
那
to
以前那
protectors, you want to
个
offer beef.
我记得
You have to offer beef.
甘丹赤巴
I remember Kantan Tripa
黄教的教主，甘
at
丹
the
赤
head
巴
of
100世甘丹
Kagalukpa,
赤巴，到我
the
们西雅图为道士来，
100th Kantan
师
Tripa
尊跟他在一
came
起
to Seattle
做法会
and
的那一次甘丹赤巴。
together with Grandmaster performed
那
a
么我也到
ceremony.
过
Kantan Tripa. I also went to
也去了
India
他的寺庙
and visited his temple, monastery.
啊，去了他甘丹赤巴100世的寺庙。他的
We
寺庙里
visited
面还
the
吊着师尊的
100th
像。
Kantan Tripa's temple, and inside this temple, they have a statue of Grandmaster,
啊，甘丹赤巴100世甘丹赤巴，
the 100th
甘丹
Kantan
赤巴
Tripa.
是轮着坐的。他是说，
So Kantan
在
Tripa
整
is
个
a
藏地
position.
功德最大、学问最好的，
So
除了达
in
赖
the whole
班禅
Tibet,
以外，
the
第三
one
位能够用
that
伞
is
盖
most
是甘
knowledgeable
丹赤巴。
and the one that can have parasol on top of
达
him
赖喇嘛来，
is first Dalai Lama Panchen, and the third one is
他
Kantan
等于是
Tripa.
密教的一个
If Dalai Lama
藏地的
comes,
一个领袖一样，
he's a spiritual
班禅
leader of
也
Tibet,
是藏地的领袖，
together with
黄教的一个
Panchen,
领袖。
Panchen Lama,
甘丹赤巴
the
黄
leader
教的教主，
of Gelugpa. But Kantan Tripa is the
是所
founder
有的
or the
僧
chief
人当
of
中显
Gelugpa.
出来
He's selected by all the Sangha. Only the number one is qualified to be Gantantripa, the most knowledgeable and the most senior. So the 100th Gantantripa came to Seattle Lechang Temple. And he said on that day that it was the birthday of Gantantripa's protector. Because when he was here, it was inconvenient, so he asked us for some raw beef so that he could do his practice at his hotel for his prayer. So when Tibetans practice the protector, they use raw beef as an offering to their protectors. It's their custom. And the Tantric Buddhism that we learn also belongs to Tibetan Tantric Buddhism. It's Tibetan Tantric Buddhism. So all of our chantings or mantras also Tibetans, all the same. So in our practice of protectors, that's Gantantripa, the one with eyeglasses, that's the 100th Gantantripa, with Grandmaster sitting together. Inside his temple, a statue of Grandmaster was enshrined. Is enshrined at the Drepung Monastery. He's at the Drepung Monastery. He has like a personal temple, a personal shrine, and he enshrined Grandmaster's statue there in South India. Because we have the lineage of Tantric Buddhism, so if you practice, if you perform a protector's practice, you want to offer raw beef. So if you stop eating beef, is there a replacement? There's no replacement for beef or for raw beef. What replacement is there for raw beef? You can just buy it in safe ways, already cut. It's the same if you want to receive empowerments for Heruka or Vajra protector practices. You need to offer raw beef and alcohol. So the protectors need to eat beef in order to have power. So beef and liquor, wine. Only wine, liquor, and beef would give power. If you eat rice, there's no power. That's carbohydrate. That would only increase your flesh. Just calories, carbohydrates. Of course, it has high calorie. But for power, you need beef and liquor in order to generate power. If you ask those athletes to eat vegetarian food, are there vegetarian athletes? They have no power. They would right, that would be impossible. So for protectors, like the
结
powerful,
起来有肌肉，你吃素的结起来会有肌肉，
you know, they need
不是人
power
肉啊。
so that you can show your muscles. And muscles in Chinese sounds like chicken meat, but actually it's human
好啦，
meat. It's a joke.
跟你讲，没有替代品。
So I'm telling
你
you,
供
no
奉法还是
replacement.
用牛肉，你不要吃就好了
Offering
嘛。
for your protectors, you
送给
still
那个
use
澳洲
raw
厨房
meat.
主啊，去吃就
But you
可以
don't
了。
have to eat it. You
送给
can
厨房
just
主。
give it to the kitchen.
另外，如果不吃牛肉，那么是否有一些护法是不适合做护法？
So if we don't eat beef, does it mean that there's some protectors that's not
有
suitable
护
for
法不
us?
吃牛肉的吗？
Are there protectors who don't eat beef?
所有的护法都是要
All
护持佛法。大
protectors,
部分来讲，金
the
刚力士啊，
protectors
金
and
刚神
supporters
啊，
of
都是
Buddha
护法。
Dharma,
他们
all the powerful Vajra deity, Herukas,
用肉类做
they
供养。
all, we have to use beef and meat as offering to them.
护法大部分还是都是
So
没有吃素的护法，我从来没有听过。
I've
在
never
印度没有
heard
吃
of
素。
any vegetarian protectors in
像
Tantric
中国中
Buddhism,
的这个大力金刚神啊，大力金刚
like
法
the Vajra protector with great power, Mahabala of True Buddha school. We definitely have to offer
九神
alcohol
咒
and
都会有
meat
法。
that those have power.
最后，如果有
And
弟子是
lastly,
吃素的话，
if
那如何修
a
复？
disciple is vegetarian, how do they practice
你还是可以
protector?
供护法，供牛肉啊。
It's still okay
还是
for
可
you
以
to
修
make
护法。
offering
护
of
法是护
beef.
法，你是
You
吃
can
素的
still
啊。
practice protector, right? The protectors are
没有
protectors
关
and
系
you
的，
are
你吃素，我不会叫
vegetarian.
你说你一定要吃牛肉，
It's okay.
对不
If
对？
you're
你吃素
vegetarian,
吃
I'm
你的
not
素，
forcing you to eat beef.
你吃你的，
You eat your
我吃我的，
vegetarian food and I
他
eat
吃
mine.
他吃他的。
And he eats
师
his.
尊也有吃素的时候啊。
There are also times
知道
when
吗？
Grandmaster eat vegetarian.
师尊哦，从晚餐
You
开
know
始，从晚餐
From
晚餐完了开始，
after dinner time
一直到明天早
all
上
the
到
way
中午
to
12点都是吃素。
before not lunch, Grandmaster eat
12点
vegetarian
才
food.
到西雅图结账室才开始
Only
吃
at
饭，
noon
对不对？
I start eating
都是这样子嘛。
meat.
平时我真的是吃素的，
Otherwise, I'm a
我有一
vegetarian.
半的时间是吃素。
So half of my time is
现在
vegetarian.
开始就开始吃素了，一直到晚上到
From
今天晚
now
上
all
也是
night
吃素的
until
你
the
看我餐
next
组
day,
里面一个牛
they're all
肉，
vegetarian.
一个番茄，
Avocado,
一
tomato,
块面包，
and a piece of
然后一
toast
条 cheese，
and a stick of
这样。
cheese.
喝的就是豆浆嘛。
That's it. And I drink
豆
soy
浆
milk
啊
in for
还有
breakfast.
那个人参茶，
And
大部分都是吃
ginseng
这些
tea.
东西的，然后
Uh,
到了中午
typically
才开
those stuff, and only for
开始
lunch
有东西吃。
I start to have something to eat.
我也一样有护法啊，修护法就一定要供那个，所以你的问题很简单，可以讲。
So I also have
你吃你
protectors
的，
and I offer that.
修护法，护
So
法
your
是
question
他
is
的，
simple. You eat yours and you practice your protector and the
就是这样
protectors
子
eat
解说啦。
theirs.
这回答莲花家族，
That's the answer.
你这个名字真的很好。
Your name is
宁可
Lianhua Jiazhu.
食无
That's a
肉，
good name.
不可加无质。哎，你是莲花家族，但是谁讲的话？
Lianhua Jiazhu.
宁可食无肉，不可加无质。家里面不可以没有竹子。
I'd rather not eat meat, but at home there cannot be no bamboos.
苏东坡，
Who wrote that? Su Dongpo.
东坡，
a scholar and poet of ancient China. Have you ever heard that? You cannot live without bamboos, and you cannot live without children. It's like bamboo. His name has bamboo in it. No wonder you're vegetarian. And you know, pandas also eat bamboos. So when you encounter pandas, you should run away because your name is bamboo. The wife likes to buy lottery tickets, and every time she always buys the same numbers. And whenever we argue, she always says the same thing. If I win hundreds of millions of dollars, the first thing I would do is to divorce you. But I have no worry because every time I buy the same numbers too. So the husband's very smart. In junior high, during a test, a classmate gave me a note and asked me, who's the author of Tao Te Ching? And I wrote Lao Tzu and give back the note. And his answer said, my name. Because Lao Tzu also means like me, you know, like a slang. So he wrote my name instead. That's a misunderstanding. I heard from a friend that during the pandemic she stays home. Almost never went out for almost 2 months. And then she stepped on the scale and she gained 10 kilograms because you stayed home and didn't go anywhere. So the side effect is really scary. Therefore, I have to buy a chicken fillet and bubble milk tea to calm myself. So today we will expound the Vajra Sutra. And now we are talking about chapter 6, correct belief is rare. The title is good. It's very good. If you can have the right faith, that's extremely rare. That's the meaning of the title. The right faith is rare, which means that in order for you to have the right faith is extremely rare. Now let me ask a simple question. Oh, there's no gift here. Only have this divine duster. So no gift. Okay. Now we all know about the right faith, right? The right Buddhism with the right faith. When I just got out, someone told me,
要相信
Grandmaster Lu, you're Christian.
是谁的礼物啊？
Who's this?
国际部的，
Oh, the gift
国际
shop
部的，
from the
你是老
temple
板吗？
gift shop. Are you the boss?
老板是我啊，
Grandmaster is the boss.
国际部的。
Oh, I did not know that I was the boss of the temple
我
gift
如果是
shop.
老板的话，我就
If it were
抹对
the
吧
boss, then I would just take it home.
就全部抱回去了。好，问你们，
So let me
什么是
ask
正
you,
信？
what is the right faith
这个金刚经
or
里面讲
correct
啊，
belief?
正信是非常稀有的。
As spoken in the Vajra Sutra,
现
that
在佛
the
教徒经常喜欢这样子讲，
right,
是正信佛教
the correct belief is very rare.
啊。卢胜彦呐，他又是基督教，
And nowadays, many Buddhists say that they are the Buddhism with the right
是
faith.
他的本尊。
But Grandmaster Lu, he was a Christian, and he's a
阿弥陀佛
Taoist.
也是他的
And
本
Golden
尊
Mother was his yidam. Amitabha Buddha is also his yidam.
还是信瑶池金母，
So does he believe in Amitabha Buddha or Golden Mother?
还是信他的 guru
Or his guru, Jesus?
啊？卢胜彦的那个不是正信佛教，
So Sangyan Lu's is not
很多人都说
Buddhism
是
with
正
the
信佛教
correct belief.
正信两个字，你跟我讲出来，什么叫正信？
So many people are talking that there's a Buddhism with
上
the
知识、
right faith. So what is the right faith?
正等正觉，讲得太大了
Knowledgeable Dharma companions. Zeng Teng Zeng Jie, the right equality and right realization. That's too big.
三华印，那是
The three Dharma
那是
seals,
真谛，那是正谛。
that's the ultimate truth.
让
The
自己得到
faith
真
that
理
would
亲近
allow you to
信仰
attain the purity of body, speech, and mind.
啊，中道，中道，
Middle way,
八正道，
the eightfold
哎，
noble
八正道里面就有
truth
都是正，
the eightfold
哎
noble
第一个正
paths.
正信是什么
And
意思？
inside the eightfold noble path, they're all the right.
正信的真正的意义
Right,
在哪里
right.
正信，什么是正信？
So what is the right faith?
金刚经里面讲的正信哦，
So the right faith as mentioned in the Vajra Sutra.
没有偏差，没有
It's
偏差当然
not
是正的，
Off.
当然
It's
是正的
not
没有错
deviant.
没有偏差
Then of course then there would be right and
哪里是
correct.
没有偏差？
But which part? That's
中
not
观
deviant. The middle view.
依止佛陀的教法为正信。
So anything according to the Buddha's teaching is called the right faith.
太大，
That's too general,
范围太大了。
too broad.
释迦牟尼佛讲了那么多啊，我是讲
And Sakyamuni
正信两
Buddha
个字最主
taught
要，在
so
金刚经里
much.
面最主要是什么意思？
So what is the most important thing in the
以
Vajra
戒为
Sutra?
师，
The right
以
faith.
戒为师，释迦
So
牟尼佛
precepts
最后
as your
遗训
guru. That's the last statement of Sakyamuni Buddha.
遗训。
Sakyamuni Buddha's
最后的遗训是什么？你就讲以戒
instruction.
以戒为师，那就对了。
So if I ask what is Sakyamuni Buddha's instruction, then
啊，
that would have been right. But I'm talking about
以
the
多业为宗旨，
right
以智
faith
慧为宗旨。其实
and
讲
the
大家
goal
讲的
as
都是
prajna.
在都不错，都围在那里。
So actually, what your answers are also not bad. They're around it. But let me tell you,
非常受人气之骂
what is the right faith. So
啊，
this is not available anymore, not for sale
挥破
anymore.
一切的烦恼，但是还有执着。
So the afflictions that destroy everything, but there's still an attachment.
苦集灭道，那是四圣谛。
The Four Noble Truths. emptiness.
啊，一道合则就是说，跟真正的道理，道太大了啦，道太大了，跟道合一，你意思就是跟道合一啊。
So you're one with the way.
啊？见。
They're all very close, but let me tell you what is the right faith. The right faith inside the Vajra Sutra. It's written in the earlier chapter, which is perceiving all the appearances as non-appearances. Does one see the Tathagata? Perceiving the appearance as non-appearance. To see the Tathagata. So all the appearance that you see are not real. And because they are not real, you see the Tathagata. So what is the Buddhism with the right faith? In this correct belief or right faith is rare. It's very difficult to understand what the right faith is. That's why I explain it to you today. Like those people who said, you know, Jesus is his guru and Golden Mother is his main deity. And Amitabha Buddha is also his yidam. So his is not Buddhism with the right faith, because he did not understand. They did not understand what the right faith is. So this right faith means perceiving appearance as non-appearance, that all appearance is illusory and insubstantial. So by appearance as non-appearance, one can see the Tathagata. You can see the Tathagata to see the way. So therefore, the right faith is perceiving all appearances as non-appearances. It's very, very rare for anyone to understand this concept, to understand this right faith. So people in this world are attached to appearance or form or phenomena. So people in the world don't have the right faith. Why? Because they're attached to appearance, phenomena, or form. Look at the young people these days, the single ones, the single men, young men. They all want to marry a beautiful wife. Is there anyone who wants to marry an ugly one? The ugly woman cannot find a marriage partner. They all want beautiful wives because they're still attached to appearance. Whether they're ugly or beautiful, they're all non-appearance. They're all an aggregate of the earth, water, fire, and wind, including the earth. Anything is comprised of the earth, water, fire, and wind. Houses, cars, everything. They're all a union, an aggregate. So if you know that all appearances are comprised of the earth, water, fire, and wind, once they disintegrate, they're gone, then you're not attached to the appearance anymore. And if you're not attached to the appearance of phenomena, then you have the right faith. If you don't have the right faith, then you're just ordinary, mundane people. So see the appearance as non-appearance. So what the ambassador said was closest. So what was spoken in the earlier chapter, right? So all appearance as non-appearance to see the Tathagata. This is the right faith, and it is extremely rare. It's extremely rare to understand this. Is there anybody in this world that's don't hold the phenomena? Like they are attached to money. It's not the money Dharma sister, the Dharma sister with the family name money. So they're attached to money and wealth. Everybody is attached to that. And then you're also attached to beauties, beautiful things, brand names. You have to wear brand names, even the mask. Even the walking stick and the wheelchairs have to be brand names. So you attach to appearance, and you attach to beauties or sex, and you attach to your position or status. See, like fighting between US and China. Fighting for what? Fighting for the superpower, the leader of the world. Who is the biggest, or who is number one on earth? Me. That's name. So between countries too. This tiny country that's undermined by other people. So people only respect big country or powerful country. China is rising up now, and immediately everyone is fighting for the first position. That's name. Now we have Buddha school elders. So Buddha school now getting old and growing. How come I'm not an elder, but you are the elder? What are you anyway? That's just a name, elder. And the masters are also fighting with each other, and the monks and nuns are fighting to become masters, and the masters are fighting to become the successor of the school. Everybody is contending. Everybody is fighting for name. But appearance is non-appearance. Everything is empty. Everything is illusory. Nothing is real. So you practice yourself. Your Buddha nature appears, and you see Tathagata. And you see all appearances and not attached to them. And then you would be called to perceive all appearances as non-appearances, and you see the Tathagata. So today, I tell you, the right faith is extremely rare. On those who comprehend that all appearances are non-appearance is extremely rare. That's more than enough just talking about the title. Just enjoy it at home. What is this two words, the right faith? Enjoy it, what it is. Go home and enjoy it. Don't be like those Buddhists that say that I am a Buddhist with the right faith. But what kind of faith do you have? You're still attached to appearances. Even when you have the mindset or the thinking of the right faith, that's still attachment to appearance. So dumb. So those who are pointing to themselves that they are Buddhists with the right faith, they are still attached to that Buddhist with the right faith. That truly, Om Mani Padme Hum.